Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another video on Marvel Strike Force, and today we have a lot of data mines to go over. Some of this we have already discussed, which is going to be happening next week, but it seems we also have some week 4 data mines as well, which is going to be in about 10 days from now or so. So we're going to be breaking down and doing some recaps on week 3 and week 4, which is basically going to be the next 2 weeks worth of event details. There's lots coming, including also it seems that we're going to be getting an event after all for the hood, which I think is hilarious because well, I already have Satana unlocked. There was a live stream yesterday which was kind of called the chapter 2 live Q&A, but honestly, if you ask me, it was more like chapter 1 recap Q&A. There wasn't a whole lot. Honestly, I thought it was, some of the other content creators might have already talked about it by now, but I didn't think that there was a whole lot in there that we didn't already know that was worth discussing. But that's just me. So that and more. And if you're ready to go, let's boil this down. Now there was one promo code here with the live stream here. I'll just zoom into that. So chapter 2 is here. If you haven't caught this on somebody else's video, I'm going to bring it up again here. So 20,000 intel and 150 power cores. Go into your msf.gg, claim the new player gift button, and type that in. Make sure it's all caps. I'm going to go and redeem that now. So you get 150 power cores and 20,000 intel, which should drop into my account here. There we go. It's a little bit, it's better some than nothing. I was going to say something else and I forgot. And I think that we can just jump in right into the data mines because there's a lot to talk about. Now, things that are ongoing right now, this week is pretty dull, right? I just want to kind of remind people that we are on to week 2. Now, if you've done everything, including Battle World, which by the way is 1 day, not 2 days. I don't know if they mentioned it, but they essentially just jumped back to having daily Battle World. The 2 days was just kind of, I think it was kind of dumb, if you ask me. So you should have Satana unlocked. You should be well on your way. And this is just basically to complete the Crucible rewards. If you want to get, that's a lot of gold actually, now that I think about it. 5 million gold at the very end there. So 120 points. Yeah, make sure that you do your Crucible battles, which will give you a 100. And then with the dailies, you should be able to get that in the next 2 days. So make sure you're finishing all of that. Harbinger finale. We're not quite at 7-star Quasar, but I guess we'll be there soon, maybe after next week. We'll be getting a lot closer, unless you had done this premium stuff, I suppose, but I did not, or have not yet. So there we go. Let's jump into the data mines because there is a lot of important things I think that we need to talk about, including some changes to the way that leaderboards worked. I should have led with that because there's some interesting things in there that suggest that the way that we know about leaderboards are going to be changing. So let's kind of dive into that. Where's my zoom in screen there? My apologies. So there's a few things that I do want to talk about. I just want to bring this up again. So Sword Battle Lab Tower is coming back, but I think this is going to be for week 4. I know that we had an early data mine about this, but I'm not sure if this is week 3, as in next week, or if it's going to be week 4, the week after. So do keep that in mind. We've already had this, though. This was back around in April. It wasn't really that challenging. Now, there was some assets for Annihilus that was data mined. So these are basically, it's better to look at it on here, actually. These are essentially the ability icons for Annihilus. I believe, I don't know in which order, but I mean, probably the face is like the passive. And then we have, basic, special, and ultimate somewhere here. I would imagine that, I don't know, maybe this is like some sort of AoE basic over here. And then we have, I suppose, the special and the alt would be one of these two over here. I don't know why my icon, my cursor is not showing up on the screen. That's weird. I don't know why that is. And then we also have the avatar icon for Annihilus down here as well. Yeah, that's weird. I mean, you can see me highlight things, but like my actual cursor is not showing up on the screen. That's super weird. So there's this video, or video. There's this event called Rally the Hood. Play raid battles every day to earn 100 hood shards. I feel like that's because they kind of forgot and they didn't really add enough of the shards because we're currently getting it in the alliance milestones, but I think this might just be a quick way to get his shards because they screwed up, and all you have to do is doing raids, apparently. Harbinger month 3. This is basically going to be some stuff related to the Franklin Richards showcase. So we had the Mr. Fantastic one, which kind of went live this week, even though he's not out. I think that there's going to be a Franklin Richards showcase next week, even though he's not going to be out until the week after. So these are just some month Harbinger month 3 objectives, and then we have the Harbinger finale week 4. Now, just to recap, we did have week 3 up here, which we have not. That's next week, right? Play raids, collect unstable cells, and earn wingsuits from Danger Room. That is next week. So I think next week is Danger Room, and I think the week after that is Sword Battle Lab because of some of the stuff related to the new leaderboard. So let's talk about week 4. So spending campaign energy. Okay, so this is not going to be for about a week and a half, but this is a good heads up that you guys can save your campaign energy now. You can spend a little bit if you need to for your dailies for the command center, but aside from that, I would now to start stockpiling your campaign energy for the next 10 days, honestly, because that'll give you a heads up on this coming leaderboard. Collect unstable. Sorry, this is week 4. So this isn't exactly the leaderboard. There is a leaderboard down below that's also spending campaign energy. I should have reiterated that. That's just not this particular one. Collect unstable cells, which is from Arena, and play War with Gear Tier 13 or higher Quasar. So down here you can see War with Gear Tier 13, 16, and 19 Quasar. So some bonus points for that. Franklin Richards, which means that basically he's going to be out by week 4, so in about 10 days or so. And then the unstable cells from Arena, which we still haven't really had anything to spend this on. And I guess this will be later on in the month. Mr. Fantastic is coming. This should be next week, very early on. My guess is Monday or Tuesday. And this is what I wanted to talk about. So coming soon, the 5th Force. Now, this is going to be the next leaderboard event. The earn a 3 Diamond Franklin Richards and Fantastic 4 MCU Diamond Orbs. Commander, get ready for the 5th Force milestone. Gain progress in this event by spending campaign energy. That's what I was talking about. Earning unstable cells from Arena, and opening Shadow King Diamond Orbs. Earn Genesis Orb Fragments and use Mr. Fantastic MCU in Blitz. Earn fantastic rewards, including the Accursed Diamond Orbs, Armory 20 Orbs, Dark Diamond Orbs. They don't talk about G20 gear exactly. I don't know if they're essentially replacing that from the leaderboard with just Armory 20 Orbs flat. That I'm not sure. Now, it doesn't specifically say leaderboards here, but you'll see down below when we get to the other data mines that in the offers, when they talk about this event, it basically alludes to a leaderboard event. So spend 1 campaign energy. That's what I was saying. Stockpile this now for the next 10 days. Spend AA tokens on awakened ability orbs. So this is awakened ability tokens on orbs. We'll see that down below. There's some data mines on that. Earn 1 Genesis orb fragment. Now, I don't know. It doesn't say where this is coming from. This could be one of 2 things, or both, maybe. Sword Battle Lab Tower, which, again, I think might be in this week 4, or the Fantastic Four Team Tower, which is going to be like the Accursed Team Tower, where you need the entire... And honestly, that's probably it as well. Because the last leaderboard event also included some rewards, the Fiery Orb Fragments, which you would get from the Accursed Tower. So I think that they're doing this as a way of obviously convincing you to spend or core on this team, which, I might be doing later on. Play with Mr. Fantastic MCU in Arena Blitz or War Crucible at 567 yellow. And then an unstable cells, right? We talked about that. There's going to be a new command center event called Intel Hunt. Earn Liberty Shards. Why? I don't know. I mean, we should already have Liberty pretty much max, but if you don't, collect intel from the command center for just, so actually the one thing that this is what I wanted to talk about, because it does say collect intel from the command center, Blitz, Raid, Arena, War, and other game modes to earn rewards to climb this leaderboard. So saying Intel Hunt is going to have a leaderboard, command center leaderboard. This event uses a special matchmaking process that places commanders into leaderboards of different sizes or separate leaderboards. So you won't be competing against every commander in Strike. Good luck, Commander. So this is really interesting, I think, because they're maybe trying to test this with a command center leaderboard. But if this goes the way that they're thinking, or that they're hoping, or I don't know what they're hoping, but that they might apply this to other leaderboard events, maybe, right? And so maybe we're going to start seeing things where instead of you're ranked against the entire population of Marvel Strike Force, that you're going to be broken down into smaller leaderboards of, say, 100 or 1,000 players or whatever it happens to be, right? And this is quite interesting because in Raid Shadow Legends, when they do these sort of leaderboard events, they do it in groups of 100. And how they do the matchmaking algorithm, I have no idea. But this is something to keep an eye on, because this looks like it's going to be on week 4. And if this is, whether it's positive or negative, I don't know. And then there's a lot of unknowns that we have here. But either way, maybe it'll be brought up in the blog tomorrow. Well, probably not tomorrow. It'll be next week, right? I think this is interesting and something that we need to keep an eye on. because these new leaderboards could be something that could be quite game changing in Marvel Strike Force. We have the Genesis Orb. This is going to be from that event, right from that leaderboard event. Contains multiple hero shards. Doesn't really tell us exactly who or what kind of characters. And then we have Omega Red, Phoenix Force, Awakening Orbs, and a Phoenix Awakening Orbs. So all this stuff is basically going to be purchased through these AA tokens, which sounds like it's going to be a paid thing, right? A lot of these things seem like it's going to be a paid thing, actually. In fact, so the main input for free to play for the next leaderboard is going to be campaign energy, possibly these Genesis Orb fragments, depending on where you're able to pick them up. Now, let's move on a little bit. So there was some offer stuff. So this, you can see the Fifth Force. This is the code. The Fifth Force. This was an offer. Claim this mega deal. Leap to the top of the leaderboard in the Fifth Force milestone. So again, just kind of confirming that it is going to be a leaderboard event. The Fifth Force is the name of the next event. And then it talks about the AA tokens here to open 1 of 4 that contain awakened abilities for Phoenix or Omega Red Phoenix Force, and to get additional points in the Fifth Force milestone. So again, most likely a paid thing. And then there's some offers as well for the Fantastic Four MCU Tower. So again, maybe it's both, right? In terms of when this leaderboard, the Fifth Force, because it does give points for the Genesis Orb fragments. It's just not extremely clear as to where that's going to come from. So a few unknowns there. But again, I think what I'm most curious about is this leaderboard stuff, right? There's going to be different matchmaking and leaderboard stuff. So whether or not that's going to translate to future like mainstream leaderboard events, I don't know, but that's something to think about and consider going forward. So some pretty interesting stuff in here. I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are. Now, as far as my Fantastic Four MCU, I obviously have like no progress on Invisible Woman right now. And what I'm thinking, and this is early, but because the Hood was actually the last character to be unlocked on the team, I'm wondering if then Pedro is going to be the last character unlocked on this team as well. I don't know if there's enough trend to suggest that, but as far as where you should be putting your cores on, I mean, a lot of us was basically suggesting that it was going to be Franklin, but I'm just wondering if free to play, Franklin's going to be more available earlier on than, like, maybe not immediately, but at least his event might come before Mr. Fantastic, and maybe they're going to give him the weekly 25 shard treatment, and that's really bad. Like they did that for Songbird, doing it for the Hood, and Hood's getting an event like way later, right? And this could be week 4 for the Hood. I'm not even sure. Week 3, week 4. I'm not sure when that 100 shard event is going to come. So I'm wondering if really I should be coring for him, because I'm sitting, or both of them, right? Like Mr. Fantastic and Franklin. I'm sitting on about 21,000 cores now. I am not coring for energy right now, but I might for this leaderboard event, because I still need more Gear 20 stuff. And so this would give me like 10 days in advance to really stockpile for this. So once I get to 150, I think I'm going to start stockpiling that, or at least stockpiling my free energy, right? My free refreshes, and the free pack that you get every like second day. So that's something that I think I'll do. I don't know if I'm going to do a ton of coring, because I do want to save my power cores for both Mr. Fantastic and Franklin. And I guess my hope is that Invisible Woman goes into the Intel store maybe in the next week or so, and then that way I can get her unlocked through that. So rather than using my power cores, and then that way I can get the full team unlocked as they're coming out. So that is my plan for the Fantastic Four, and those are my Datamines for today. So hope that helps you guys get prepared for the things upcoming in this game, and I'll see you guys all on the next video. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and you'll be greatly helping out the channel. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.